Hi guys, and welcome to the American Ghost Hunters show. Sorry for the slight delay there. I had a cup of tea emergency because there was a moth, so I had to make another one. So joining me today, I'll get to our actual guest in a moment. Who you might not recognise, on the other side of me is Ashley Storm.
Hello.
Yeah, that's her. So Ashley is new to the American Ghost Hunter show. She's one of the many people that I work with, and basically, you kind of just sort of fell into the gig, really, didn't you?
Literally, pretty much.
I've asked her to come on tonight because there's some things that she has planned that the American Ghost Hunter show is going to be involved with, but we'll get to that later. So right now I'm going to get to my guest, who is Chris Bregenzer. Did I get that right?
You got it, man.
I'm terrible with last names.
That's fine, me too.
It's like when people comment, I'm like it's really selfish of them because they have really complex names. I'm like, I can't pronounce that. So if anyone watching tonight, if you comment and you've got a really weird name, I'm not going to read out your comment. Yeah, that's the rule. Yeah, if you were born with a really stupid name, then I'm not going to pronounce it, and it's your parents' fault. So there we go.
See, I have a problem remembering people's names. Like, you ever at work and you meet a bunch of new people, or new people start, and the minute they walk away, you shake their hand. The minute they walk away, you're like, I don't remember their name.
I don't have to work with them. I could be literally anybody.
Yeah, I come up with nicknames for people to remember them by, like little, what is it called? Like, when you make up little anagrams for people, or
Yeah,
just
I know
nicknames to remind you what their actual name is.
Right.
See, I have done that before, but they're usually not very complimentive about the person, so
No.
I don't say them
So
out
I
loud.
can't say it out loud, no.
It's just for yourself.
Exactly.
So, guys, obviously, if before or after Paranormal Warehouse was around?
We started it after Paranormal Warehouse was around. So Mike kind of came up with the idea for Paranormal Warehouse, and then once it started to grow from there, we were kind of talking about what else we could do to kind of get a bigger audience, and type of different viral shows we could do on YouTube and stuff, just to gain a bigger audience, and things that people weren't doing yet. And that was one of our first ideas, was Real or Fake, which I'm really glad it worked out, because we have a lot of fun doing it. Except for tonight, we were dragging a little bit, but for the most part, we have a great time doing it. It doesn't take a lot of preparation, and I think a lot of people have fun with it. Talking about the viral paranormal videos that are out there right now.
I mean, it might not take much preparation, but at least it takes some preparation compared to this, which is I just rush everything together at the last minute and hope for the best.
It's a complete free-for-all.
That's 90% of what we do for Real Fake. Literally tonight, we had about 10 minutes before we were supposed to go live, and Mike was still uploading videos to the software to be ready for the show.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, there is a lot you can do with this software. I've played around with it, but I'm too lazy to do it for the actual show. Because, well, not lazy, I'm just like, knowing my luck, I'll just do it wrong. So what's the point in even trying? You know what I'm saying? I'm alright with the credits and this bit, that's fine. Although I have played a trailer for someone's ghost hunting YouTube thing before. But that wasn't difficult.
Well, it's funny because I went to school for video and TV stuff and all that, and
I wish I did that.
Well, I took courses in editing and everything else, and I will tell you, I don't remember a damn thing, and Mike does a million times better than anything I could ever do. And Mike taught himself on YouTube. Mike just watched YouTube videos and episodes on training you on how to edit videos and everything.
I mean, I did law at college, not like not like Harvard College. College is in between high school and proper university in the UK. I can't remember jack shit. Every now and then, if I'm watching the news, there's a word that pops up that I recognise. I think, oh yeah, I learned that in law, but I can't remember anything. In fact, a failed law. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I don't remember a damn thing from my editing classes. So
I blame the teachers or the professors or whatever you want to call them.
yeah, I mean, you pay all that money, you think you would remember something.
Oh, I didn't
right?
pay anything.
Mm,
Unfortunately, the UK is quite socialist.
got it.
So, Chris, how did you? I mean, Paranormal Warehouse. Did you start it with Mike, or did you just sort of? How did it work?
So Mike kind of came up with the idea of Paranormal Warehouse and what he wanted to do, and he hit me up. He was on a trip actually, and he hit me up on the way back from this trip, being like, "I have this great idea. I want to know if you want to help me out with it." And he laid out the foundation of Paranormal Warehouse, and it all started with, we wanted to make paranormal articles and stuff like that, and that was the basis of it. We didn't even talk about doing a YouTube page or any of that. It was just paranormal articles, talking about the paranormal, different type of news things that might be in the media at the time that dealt with the paranormal. And I was like, Mike, I'm down, because at that time when he came up with the idea, the reality shows and stuff like that, like Ghost Hunters, was still kind of fairly new. Ghost Adventures wasn't even a thing yet. So I was into Ghost Hunters at the time and getting more and more into the paranormal. So he hit me up and he was like, "Hey man, like I have this idea. If you're down, let's try to do it." And it just spiraled from there.
Yeah.
Are you an actual investigator?
We have done investigations. We don't do a lot of investigations anymore, just because I'm on the West Coast, Mike's on the East Coast right now. When we do get together, we try to find something if we can do it, but we probably haven't done an investigation in a little over a year.
Yeah, that's the same with me. It's probably been a year since I last investigated.
Yeah, I mean, and listen, I enjoy going on investigations. I know we did the Hinsdale house a couple times. We did the Omen house out here when Mike came to visit. We did. My favorite one was Eastern State Penitentiary. That was one of our first big investigations. I love doing investigations. It's just to find the time to get with Mike when it works out for both of us to get a weekend where we could drive somewhere and do it. It gets harder and harder as time goes on, especially now Mike has a baby now. Like, he can't just up and leave for 2-3 nights to do an investigation. So I mean, I'm glad
I'd like to see Mike investigating with a papoose. That'd be brilliant.
I mean, I would love if we all did an investigation together at one point. If we were able to organize something where we could all get together and do a big investigation, I think that would be awesome. It's just so hard these days to actually find the time to settle in and go and be prepared for it.
I mean, my issue with that is it would be hard for me to find the money to fly there to do it.
But for example, that's the issue though. Even with being here, sometimes we just don't have the time or the money to be like, oh, I'm gonna get a hotel for 3 nights, and then you're eating out. So it's just, there's a lot of factors involved. So it's hard to do it. Do I consider, to go back to your original question, do I consider ourselves investigators? Yes and no. I mean, I wouldn't meet somebody for the first time in the paranormal and say that I'm an investigator, no. But
well, were you an investigator before you guys started all this? I mean, were you more into it before you started Paranormal Warehouse, and it just kind of died down because you got more into the technical side of it? Or
yeah, I think when we started Paranormal Warehouse, it kind of got us more into investigating, because we were like, we want to go out and capture what we can capture, experience these locations and all that stuff. But then I think as Paranormal Warehouse grew and took the shape that it did, it kind of morphed into more of a platform for everybody else rather than just Mike and I. And I think we enjoy that a little bit better than just having it a platform for us to put our stuff out there, and having you guys on the channel, and we have the Cryptic Paranormal show and a bunch of other shows going on, and then we have live streams, people investigating live. I love seeing that on our page, and to say that we put that platform out there for people to come over and want to share their stuff with us,
And hey, we have famous brethren now. I mean, I've got to say, I think having having Paranormal Warehouse as a platform to do the American Ghost Hunter show was a big plus in terms of Daryl getting the Ghost Hunters gig.
Yeah, and I'm so happy he got that. I'm very happy for him. That's a huge step, and I'm actually with Mike and I talked about it on Real or Fake. We're very excited to see when it comes out.
It looks good. It really does look good. Because obviously, naturally, I had concerns about it because I don't want. It's going to sound proper strange, but I don't want anything bad happening to Daryl. I don't want him. I don't want it going wrong. And I was like, oh God, is it going to be all right? And then as soon as all the promos and stuff came out, I was like, oh, thank God, this is really good. This is going to be good. And I didn't realise this, but I know a lot of people who know the other paranormal investigators. Such as Brandon, who's the tech guy on the show now, and all these investigators on the show have a really good reputation within our community, within the paranormal community. So I've got really high hopes for the show, and I'm really looking forward to it. But
Daryl sent me the trailer, and it looks great. It really does look great. So I'm hoping it works out. I hope it becomes very, very popular. Like the original one.
Well, I've already spoken to Darren, that I'm going to get you to make them all come on the show, yeah? And I'm like, yeah, of course. Yeah.
Got it.
Speaking of which, Daryl, obviously we can't do it on Paranormal Warehouse because there's already another show running, but Daryl is going to be live on our Facebook channel, not channel, page, to answer some questions that people might have about the new series. Obviously, he can't give stupid stuff away like, what's the best bit of evidence you got so far? What's the best location you've been to so far? He can't give stuff like that away because that's ridiculous. But he can talk about the people that he's working with, what it's like being part of Ghost Hunters and stuff, how he got it, because when you find out how it happened, you'll think it's hilarious. Because it was funny. But yeah, it's crazy, and like I said, at the end of the day, I think one of the big things Daryl has to be thankful for him even getting the gig is because of Paranormal Warehouse, and not just Paranormal Warehouse. The people like the online radio network that we were on beforehand, and then the YouTube page. But we don't get the same outreach as we do on Paranormal Warehouse with those guys, And it's all down to what you and Mike have done.
And I'm glad that we could provide that platform for people, to come and reach more people, And Mike and I always say we don't even know how Paranormal Warehouse got to where it is, like the amount of people that follow the page. Mike says I did some trickery back in the day and got all these people to follow us, but honestly, it just grew and grew and grew, and I'm just glad it keeps growing, and that we keep getting more people like you guys to come on the page and wanting to do your shows and your investigations,
And I have a lot of fun doing it as well. It's great.
Like, I find the interactions when we actually go live, the interactions versus when we go from the American Ghost Hunter show live, and then when we go from Paranormal Warehouse, I think I did maybe 2 through Paranormal Warehouse, and that was at the Bonnie and Clyde Ambush Museum.
Yeah, you did.
And the people's questions were hilarious because you have a lot of different types of people. You have the non-believers, you have the believers, and you have them all coming into one place, and for the most part actually being really nice to each other and just very open to everything. But they're just so funny sometimes. You get some weird people, but I like it. I like the weird. But It's just an eclectic mix of everyone, and it's a beautiful thing to see because you're not being judged, nobody's being rude. It's just a
you get the odd troll. My favourite one was when we had Ashley Godwin on, and a guy got quite sexist and then started saying that we were money grabbers because every now and then we make every month we make about $2 from selling a T-shirt. When he works at a funeral director's or whatever you guys call it in America, I don't know. But you know, where they charge like $5,000 for a coffin that probably costs like $200 to make.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that was fun. But what I love,
we've had our fair share of interesting people hit us up. I got into it one time with somebody about again that we were basically trying to steal money from people for the website, and I was like, not for nothing, we don't make any money off the website. No.
we don't make many money in general. Let's be honest.
Yeah, and they were like, well, you have this page and this page, and you're trying to sell T-shirts and this and that, and I was like, listen, for one, you don't have to buy a T-shirt. I'm not putting a knife to your throat to be like, yo, buy our Paranormal Warehouse T-shirt. You know.
I mean, maybe we should try that. That would be a good, like, you know, selling technique.
Yeah. But Mike always says to me, he's like, don't even engage. If they're gonna be like that, they want to get a rouse out of you, you know. So.
Well, no. The thing is, I say engage, but only engage them if you know you can just completely make them feel
destroy them.
Tiny, yeah, basically. But I mean, you know, this is going back to March when we had Ashley on, the other Ashley Godwin, and after that I decided not to engage them anymore because I felt that, you know, went a bit too much.
Right.
So now, I mean, I don't know if you know this, but you can actually delete and block people that comment on your phone in one click.
Okay.
If you know, on the computer it takes a while because you have to actually go into the options and sort it out. But on your phone you can do it like straight away, basically. So that's what I do now. So yeah, I mean, if you watch the American Ghost Hunter show, you might recognise that Ashley is a new face. To the right of me. Sorry, I forgot which way it was. Now the reason, I mean, Ashley is part of the American Ghost Hunter show family, but I've asked her to come on tonight to quickly explain an event that we're doing, that we're not doing, we're now part of. So yeah, I mean, I'll let Ashley explain all that for you.
Okay, so anybody who's watching that saw the Broken Bow Asylum live that I did, which was pretty much everybody in Oklahoma.
Yeah, basically, half of our fan base on our Facebook page is from Oklahoma, so which is my safe word.
Oklahoma. You gotta sing it though, like the Oklahoma before the wind goes slicking down the blood type deal. But I mean, like, I had people showing up outside, watching, trying to make sure that, you know, I was safe, because a few times the feed would go out or something, and they'd all just be like, "Are you all right? Are you okay?" Trying to sneak into the building. I'm like, "No, I'm fine. It's okay." But everybody showed so much interest in it, and it is ran. So the RAC Asylum is ran as a haunted house through October. Now, it used to be an old nursing home. It used to house some of the mentally challenged people in the area. It used to be a halfway home for boys and girls. It used to be a nursery. But everybody has been chased out of there except for the people who made it a haunted house. Because there's something in it that feeds off of that, just every emotion. Happiness, scared, anger, everything.
Because this is like the most emotional I've ever seen you, like, in terms of like investigating. Because you were sobbing your little heart, bless you.
And see, and that's what, if I was not pregnant, I probably would have had like a little Zach Bagans moment where I'd have been like, come at me, like, you know, because I mean, he got to me more than I've ever been affected before in my life, and he was doing it on purpose. I mean, and I even told Alex, when I pop this baby out, I'm going back, and he and I are going toe to toe because I don't appreciate the way he treats people, and everybody was so interested in it that the gentleman who owns the asylum asked me to come back and do a special event. So the weekend of the 19th and 20th in July, I'll be doing a lockdown both nights during the day. Daryl said you never go full Oklahoma. That is very true. But I'm going to be doing a lockdown during the day on Saturday, actually, for about 3 hours. Then we'll do a meet and greet in the middle and a Q&A session, and then we'll do a lockdown all night Saturday night as well. In one of the most active locations that I've ever been to. Now, to safeguard myself, though, because of what happened last time, I'm going in there with, like, my entire arsenal. I'm not going to go just with what I had brought on vacation just to play around a little bit. I'm going with the big guns, and we're going to get some serious... Can I curse on this one?
Fuck yeah.
Shit gun. So I'm excited for that because I had so many people asking, you know, when I was there, can I come with you? Can we come?
Yeah,
can we do this?
It was crazy.
And we had to say no. So this time, you can come, you have to sign a liability waiver, and if at any point during the night you decide you want to leave, you can go ahead and leave, but you don't get your money back.
Yeah, well, that's the small print for you. I mean, we may, obviously, because while you're there, we're going to have a live sesh.
Yeah.
Did I just say live sesh? That sounds so stupid. Sorry. We're going to have a live session. I'm not going to abbreviate that again. That didn't feel right. Where basically you're going to be investigating with all these people, basically. We might... I have to check the schedule, but it might be on Paranormal Warehouse.
Don't ask what the schedule is, because I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm going to be bringing
That's like the one thing Mike does.
This time, all of my Paranology equipment, and I'm going to be doing a special session with that. You remember that doll? That
Yeah,
doll?
that doll, yeah.
Oh, shit. So I'm going to be doing a special session based around that doll itself. I've already planned out a few tricks and experiments and stuff, and I'm pretty excited to see what happens with it because that thing was freaky as fuck.
It was, and yeah, I mean the light. I mean, when you said